Hey there, everyone. You clicked on the latest forecast discussion from East Coast Weather Association. I am meteorologist Mike Griffith here for East Coast Weather Association, also Charlotte Weather Services. And we're looking at a quick hitting system moving across Philadelphia early Friday morning. That's the first item of discussion. The second item of discussion will be the southern snowstorm or sleet storm on Sunday. And the third item of discussion is going to be something really major that we're looking at for Tuesday coming next week. And it's crazy that the superstorm of 1993 occurred right around the time of Tuesday's system back in 1993, hence the name Superstorm of 1993. So looking at this evening here comes a piece of energy across Minnesota swinging through rather quickly here as we go into the early morning hours on Friday. Here we go. The shortwave piece of energy is going to be over Ohio, but the precipitation is going to be overspreading from the system, a coastal low developing here off the Delmarva Peninsula, right between the hours of 5 and 8 a.m. or 4 and 7 a.m. Really, it's kind of getting to be borderline with the daylight change coming up this weekend. And it looks like this system is going to start spreading snow, but not before being rain at first, changing over to some sleet, and then maybe some flakes as we go into early Friday morning a.m. rush. Not thinking that a lot of this is going to stick for Philadelphia and that area around there. Maybe New York City it will, but not expecting a whole lot in the way of accumulations here. Maybe just make maybe an inch at the most if it does even stick. Pavement's going to be warm. It's going to be just wet roads, maybe the grass and lawns, and that's Friday. And that's pretty much all that's going to happen up there. Not expecting a huge big deal. The next system, though, that we're going to be watching is this piece of energy swinging across the upper plain states late Saturday into Sunday. Here it is. It's going to be bad weather here across the south. Some snow breaking out across southern Missouri here as we go into Sunday. And then that system kind of moves across the south. And what we're going to have to be watching for is some mixed precipitation across Charlotte. Looks like it's going to be all rain in Atlanta at this point. The Carolina Mountains, though, eastern Tennessee mountains have the best shot for any type of accumulating snow. Not thinking that it's going to be a big deal across Charlotte, thinking it's going to be a lot of sleet, maybe a quick round of snow, but it's just going to hit the pavement and melt and hit the ground and melt. Not expecting a whole lot here, although it is showing it right here on this run of the GFS. Take it ahead 6 hours. It looks like the system just kind of skates right off the eastern coast and doesn't really do a whole lot for Hampton Roads or Richmond. It looks like it's a North Carolina type of winter storm. Again, we're not expecting a whole lot in the way of accumulations. Maybe an inch, but I mean, that's tough to get down here in the south, especially this time of year. I really think that it might just do something quickly, maybe some sleet, and then it will just be gone, and it won't really stick around that much. And we're looking at the activity ending by 5 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. The thing is that it will get cold behind that system as it exits. Make sure your plants are indoors because all next week down here in the Carolinas looks like below freezing temperatures. Protect your crops, protect your fruit farms, protect everything because it's looking like it's going to be a cold one after this system moves on and away. Now, we're going to draw our attention to the third storm in a sequence of 3. And this could bring some snowflakes to North Carolina once again as we're looking at overnight Monday into Tuesday morning. A major system, upper-level energy piece digs here over the whole eastern half of the United States. Coastal low develops. Looks like a nor'easter here. And this is Tuesday the 14th. Again, this is right around the same time the superstorm of 93 came up the coast. And it's not all that uncommon to see this time of year. I mean, because it's just a lot of temperature differences between warm and cold, and that's what drives weather patterns, and that's what creates big East Coast storms. They feed off the energy and the differences between the air masses. Here we go, and it looks like it's mainly going to be up there around D.C. and Philly. New York City going to be getting affected from this, and still continuing into the day on Tuesday. Looks like an all-day Tuesday event. Lots of snow, lots of flurries, lots of light stuff heading all the way into the south and the Carolinas. Very cold air heading down into the Florida orange groves here. They're going to have to watch out and actually protect their assets down there. because it's just going to be really cold at night all this week, with the exception of Friday. And we're going to have to watch the fruit farms and all of the crops and everything, plants outside in the East Coast. Not a good idea to leave them sit out at all next week. And that system is gone, and it just remains very, very cold after that storm leaves. And that's what we're looking at. We're looking at a major storm on Tuesday, and that's the biggest talk of the day, the end of the week. Looking back at 1960, you might have seen this on our Facebook page, East Coast Weather Association on Facebook. Like and follow them if you haven't already. That's our page. And this is back in 1960. It looks like Charlotte down here had between 4 and 10 inches reported. Snowed all the way down into South Carolina. This is looking eerily similar to this coming weekend. But then again, all of this up here is from the same system. And it really overspread a lot of area. Boston, down in the Providence, Philly had heavy wet snow in 1960. Lots of power outages back then. Heavy wet snow taking down power lines in Philly. Pennsylvania had between 10 and 20 inches, upwards over a foot. Mountains of Western Virginia, North Carolina, even places here near Greensboro, High Point, having between 10 and 20 inches back in 1960. Not saying that's going to happen again at all, but it's just saying that this time of year you can get these crazy winter storms that are not totally unheard of. Speaking of that storm system, here's the latest GFS and what we're looking at for Philly. Looks like over a foot of snow, and it looks like back in 1993 we had 14 inches of snow here back in Philadelphia. And it just looks like an eerily similar situation. And this is all cumulative down here in the Carolinas. This is not from the forecast for Tuesday. This is actually from this weekend storm. Not going to be anywhere near 3 inches. This is just outputting sleet as well. And any type of frozen precipitation is going to show up on these snow outputs. So not a lot of snow for North Carolina, even less for Charlotte, if any, maybe some sleet. Nothing's going to stick down here. Nothing's going to stick tonight, tomorrow morning up in Philly. But then on Tuesday next week, we have to watch out for the big one up there in the Northeast. And anybody could see flakes all the way from Portland, Maine, down to Charlotte, North Carolina. Big storm coming Tuesday next week. That's the big talk of the town. I think everybody's going to see something from that, but not so much from this weekend or tonight. Meteorologist Mike Griffith for East Coast Weather Association. Everybody have a good one, and I will update you as often as needed. Keep in mind our member services are still only 99 cents a month, $11.88 if you want to sign up for the full year. And if you want to become a premium business member and want accurate forecasts and timely updates for your business and advertising on our site right now, it's only $20 a month, or we can work with you with advertising as well. Thanks a lot for watching this segment of East Coast Weather Association. I'm meteorologist Mike Griffith, and I wish you well.